Politics is an interesting thing because you pretty much know that there's no loyalty ever. So Biden basically betrays Cuomo and basically says that he should resign hours after a blistering harassment report. So let's get right into this story. So President Biden on Tuesday called on New York Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign after an official report found that he harassed 11 women. I think he should resign, Biden said of his longtime Democratic ally. Now there's multiple photos of him and Cuomo just, chatting it up, really hanging out with each other. Like they were pretty close, right? So this doesn't really look good. So Biden spoke hours after Cuomo proclaimed his innocence and issued a counter report with photos of Biden and other elected officials hugging women. Look, I'm not going to flyspeck this. I'm not sure there are some embraces that were totally innocent, but apparently the Attorney General decided there were things that weren't, Biden said when a reporter asked about Cuomo using his own conduct as a defense. Biden himself has faced allegations of making women feel uncomfortable with unwanted touching, and he has denied an assault allegation from former Senate aide Tara Reade. Biden did not weigh in on whether the New York State legislature should impeach Cuomo. He also confirmed that he hadn't spoken on Tuesday with the three-term Democrat. I understand that the state legislature may decide to impeach. I don't know that for a fact, Biden said. And Biden said in March that Cuomo should step down if a probe commissioned by New York's Attorney General Letitia James, a fellow Democrat, concluded that the governor was guilty. James on Tuesday released the findings of her office's investigation, which corroborated allegations of inappropriate remarks and touching by Cuomo. ABC News host George, don't even know how to pronounce that last name, Stephanopoulos. I'm just going to say George Steph, asked Biden in March if the investigation confirms the claims of the woman, should he resign. Yes, I think he'll probably end up being prosecuted too, Biden responded. So Biden did not offer further comment Tuesday on whether Cuomo should be prosecuted. And Vice President Kamala Harris has not demanded Cuomo's resignation, making her one of the only high-profile national Democrats not to do so. Her office hasn't responded to requests for comment from the Post, and the White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said Tuesday that the allegations against Cuomo are abhorrent. Most members of New York's congressional delegation, including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and left-wing leader Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, called for Cuomo to resign in March as allegations mounted against him. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Tuesday called for Cuomo to resign, and Pelosi previously said he should step down if these allegations are proven to be true. Now, Pelosi said in a new statement, as always, I commend the women who came forward to speak their truth. Recognizing his love of New York and the respect for the office he holds, I call upon the governor to resign. Now, Cuomo angrily pleaded his innocence on Tuesday afternoon, saying that he didn't intend to make anyone feel uncomfortable with awkward personal remarks and that I never touched anyone inappropriately or made inappropriate sexual advances. Cuomo also insisted he wasn't harassing women by touching their face and kissing them. I do it with everyone, black and white, young and old, straight and LGBTQ, powerful people, friends, strangers, people who I meet on the street, Cuomo said. So basically, he's just saying that he basically touches and kisses people all the time. Everyone. Which is just weird to even make that type of statement because no one does that. You'd be slapped, you'd be punched, you could honestly probably be killed over something like that, right? Depending on who you end up doing it to. So either way, I just find it interesting that basically you have people in the same political party that were basically defending each other nonstop to now basically saying okay, as the first hint of anything negative, they kind of try to distance each other or basically throw each other under the bus, right? And basically Cuomo tried to backstab Biden by basically providing evidence of him doing things with ladies as well, with people as well. And Biden betrayed basically Cuomo because of their relationship with each other over the years and their support for each other over the years. And basically like, hey, if he's found guilty by the general, basically, have him be prosecuted and go to jail and all that kind of stuff, right? So, I mean, there's nothing wrong necessarily with that, right? Like, if you are someone in a public setting, and even if it's like your best friend, and your best friend ends up completely screwing up to the point of like something criminal, it makes perfect sense to be like, hey, like, if you're found guilty of something, you gotta face the consequences. That makes perfect sense. It's just that it's very interesting because you'd think that they would react as clear and concise to this harassment allegations from him to basically the fact that he has killed thousands of people in nursing homes, right? When there was no need for him to actually do that. And there was really like, he could completely have avoided thousands of deaths in nursing homes. So it's just very interesting to see what's going to happen. Who knows how this will actually end up affecting New York? I believe if he were to actually leave New York, if he were to actually resign, I think for the most part, whoever they replace him with will actually end up making New York actually have more money, right? I think financially, it would actually be better for New York on a whole if they were actually having him to resign. Like, if he were to actually resign, New York as a whole would be better off financially because he's basically screwed over all the small businesses within New York. So replacing him with someone who might be a little bit more open-minded to supporting small business or just business in general could end up really helping out that community as well, help people get off of unemployment, help people start, actually getting money in their pockets, help them not have to be evicted when that ends up running out as well. Like, I think that's what really needs to happen, and that really Cuomo really needs to just step down or at the very least get impeached or something, because New York needs to take the steps down another path of a different political view so that they can actually try to prosper financially, because they are getting destroyed and they have been getting destroyed financially with him as governor. So they need to replace him with someone who is more open to small business, who is more open to kind of like freeing up restrictions in New York. Because as soon as they start doing that, as soon as they give people a little bit more freedom, then money will start flowing into the hands and bank accounts and in the pockets of the civilians in that area. And that's going to be the best thing for people as a whole. By the way, if you need help with mastering your money, go check out 14bucks.com to learn the secret to mastering your money, where you can learn how to get out of debt, create an emergency fund, and start investing to change your life.